on, but I guess the 8 blew a tire. So everybody just kind of went everywhere, and then ended up the 8 ended up coming down and slapping me off the track, and Splitter ended up digging into the grounds and took us out. So it's unfortunate. I mean, we had a really good truck. The guys at Thor Sport Racing brought me a really good Liberty Tax Ford F-150, and you know, I'm happy to be here at Daytona, but it sucks to end like this because we were really strong. So yeah, good run. Proud of my team. I'm just happy. I'm sad that it had to end like this.
Strong night ends early for Mike Snyder.
Try to get him next week at Atlanta. Full season for Snyder and that Thor Sport group. And back to the pit box of Matt Crafton. Well, what do you do with this?
I don't know.
A wild ride for Matt Crafton. Under red at Daytona with 17 laps to go.
Introducing the new 2018 Ford F-150 with best-in-class towing, best-in-class payload, and best-in-class torque. The F-150 lineup has the capability to get big things to big places big time. And things just got bigger. F-150 is now Motor Trend's 2018 Truck of the Year. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
At Joseph A. Bank's President's Day sale, get up to 70% off almost everything. Entire stock of suits, $199. All clearance up to 80% off. And up to 75% off all sweaters and outerwear. The President's Day sale, only at Joseph A. Bank.
Long John Silver's lets you skip your trip to the same old, and indulge in the different new. Like our classic Alaskan cod and shrimp basket for just $5.99. Change up what you're used to at Long John Silver's.
Section PU 402, row 41.
Section 104, row 4. Section 25, row 3.
What a year for Bubba.
Section O, row 25.
Section 156, row 4.
Section 233, row 1.
Martin Truex Jr. wins.
You get a seat, but we doubt you'll ever use it. Grab your seats at NASCAR.com/tickets today.
Your friend orders a Friday sirloin steak and big ribs. You one-up him with the steak, but add a steak. Figuring steak and steak trumps ribs and steak. But does it?
2 meats, 2 sides, $14.99. Get it here or get it to go.
The moment you realize you need to put a little more care into your lawn care.
At Lowe's, we have products from Scott's, Miracle-Gro, and Roundup that make it easy to get your yard looking better than it ever did.
Get new lower prices on Roundup Concentrate Weed and Grass Killers starting at $19.97 at Lowe's.
In the modern world, it pays to switch things up. You can switch and save time. You can switch and save worry. You can switch and save hassle. And when you switch to Esurance, you can save time, worry, hassle, and, yep, money. In fact, drivers who switched from Geico to Esurance saved hundreds. So you might want to think about pulling the old switcheroo. That's auto and home insurance for the modern world. Esurance, an Allstate company. Click or call.
From red to yellow, 4 minutes and 23 seconds of red, if you're counting at home. Our next race broadcast coming your way next week from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Well, it's going to be a great weekend. They say the weather's supposed to be terrific. Looking forward to that. Doubleheader Saturday, the Trucks and Xfinity Series.
The only one of 2018 would be a great show. Atlanta always puts on a terrific show. One of the best racetracks we go to.
And one of the best forecasts I've ever heard for Atlanta. Temperatures over 70
Any time of the year.
Sunny skies, and the racing there is just tremendous. You have a bad night here in Daytona like you see Matt Crafton, you go to Atlanta, you try to rebound. That's what these teams are all about. I don't know if he's got enough time to come back down pit road on the crash clock, Phil.
It still really doesn't have the spoiler up where it needs to be.
Remember, under the damaged vehicle policy, you get 6 minutes.
Yeah, you guys, you see the spoiler, the right side of the spoiler. Basically, there is not one on the racetrack, on the truck itself. Junior Joyner wanted to jack up the left sides and try to do a little bit of work on the left side. Obviously, the majority of the damage on the right side of the truck, but right now it's just survival mode for the 88 with all the trucks that have just gone out of the race. They know that they can get a couple more laps, a couple more spots, and every position, every point will matter as we get down the line here.
I'll tell you what, Hermie, I tried to hang on to a truck that the spoiler broke off one night. I mean, it was all I could do to get
Hardly
it.
anybody could do that.
I mean, this is an exercise in futility. No normal man can't drive a truck with the back end off of it like that.
How did you end up with that?
I mean, I somehow got it to victory lane. It was amazing.
But like you said, no normal man. The radio of Justin Haley.
I'm deciding what lane I want here. Do we split up the KBM trucks or do we stay on the bottom? I can see some now switching through the corner. I don't know. I think maybe we should take the top so we can modulate the start, and then guys on the bottom get tight, and then the top run always gets a run off of two.
Justin Haley, the 18-year-old, is crew chief Kevin Bellacourt.
What do you think about that, Phil? Just these young racers with not a lot of experience, teenagers coming to this daunting Daytona International Speedway. When I was 18 years old, I would shake when I think about running on these high banks. They come here and all they're thinking about is winning.
So Junior Joyner talking with NASCAR officials. They were penalized too many men over the wall while they were under the damaged vehicle policy. That is a 2-lap penalty. So they were just telling Junior Joyner that Matt Crafton's going to be brought in and held for 2 laps. You could probably tell by the look on Junior's face he was not in agreement with that ruling.
If all the trucks that are on a lead lap finish, then that won't cost them a whole lot. There's really only 21 trucks still on the racetrack. Right now he's being shown in the 19th position.
And this is a tweak in the former damaged vehicle policy where the violation is only a 2-lap penalty. You were parked before.
Justin Haley on the inside, 18 years old, racing his first race at Daytona.
Scotty's ready for it. Go with the first restart line, first line.
David Gilliland on the outside, and the restart.
Quarterback, still with you, still outside. Behind you, still outside even. Half back 20. Still out there. Still half back 20. Top lane's got the run. Still half to the 20. Quarter to the 20. They're tight. Outside, bumper to bumper, still just 2 wide. Half back your lane. Half back 20 and Johnny outside tight. They're all getting by half 2. Still outside. Use your side draft here and then pull away when you get down. Kind of run them up to the wall as best you can, but safe.
Kevin Hamlin, the spotter for the 18-year-old Justin Haley.
Matt Crafton rolls back onto the racetrack down in turn 1 as this pack comes off turn 2. You can see damage on the 20 truck of Scott Lagasse Jr., but man, Phil, he's aggressive behind the wheel of that truck.
He sure is. He only gets a limited number of opportunities here in the truck series, and he's trying to make the most of it.
Side by side, Haley and Gilliland. How about in that 51, Spencer Davis right there in the mix in that second row behind his teammate Gilliland.
Amazing performance in his first truck start and his first start ever at Daytona.
I don't like the way Lagasse is coming up off the double yellow line. If he leaves that bottom open for long enough, Johnny's going to fill that hole up.
Well, that time it looked like Phil, he almost side drafted off the Ford truck on the outside of him, took away some of the Ford's momentum and dove to the bottom. Made some ground that way, but you're right. It's totally risky.
Behind Lagasse in that white 20 car, second in line on the inside is Johnny Sauter in the 21. How about on the outside lane? Behind the 51 of Spencer Davis, Ben Rhodes in that green and white 41, and Dalton Sargent with some damage, but right there in the mix.
Like Lagasse got a little bit out of shape up off of Ford, but never backed off. See, there he moves up again.
And a veteran like Johnny Sauter, I told you, Phil, he's just watching and waiting to get a slight opening, and he'll fill that hole. There it is.
On the backstretch, Haley closing in. Could he win for the first time in his career? Could he do it at Daytona? Wasn't even old enough to run this race a year ago, and now he's out front.
This was a bump that time from the 51 of Davis.
But he did it like a veteran, Phil. He just laid on the back of the yellow truck of Gilliland and gave him a perfect push.
Camping World, 10 to go. 10 to go in the season opener. Justin Haley leads. Scott Lagasse in that white number 20 truck. Right behind, that's David Gilliland in the yellow number 4.
Get that black truck on the inside. Fourth back. Joe Nemechek. Nobody has any more experience than Joe.
Oh, Haley tries to block and he wasn't clear.
Gilliland gets the run on the outside, and it's Lagasse on the inside. Sauter comes by Haley as well.
Haley drops back. I don't think he won't be heard from again. This pack is going to be all over each other.
David Gilliland's going to try to keep both lines side by side. Whichever line has some energy, he'll pull up in front of that.
Well, a lot of movement from that 51 of Spencer Davis.
Yeah.
And this is where that experience of 300-plus Cup starts comes in handy for David Gilliland.
And this is also where you get more and more aggressive, more and more tense, and you start to move around more than you should. Look at that big line on the outside with the run.
Sauter diving down to the inside.
He's going to clear him.
Johnny Sauter, the power move to the front and the lead.
Perfect. Goes about say those two.
Davis.
That's perfect.
Davis in that black truck is going to be right on Gilliland. They're going to have a nice push on the outside.
Lagasse right there. Oh, big wiggle from the 4 of Gilliland. Maybe his teammate Davis got into the back end of him.
Oh, for sure.
Great save by Gilliland.
That's that experience you talked about, Vince. Hanging on to that baby. Look at Lagasse pushing him up the track.
I think Haley thought about jumping underneath him when he moved up the racetrack.
Johnny Sauter, a 2-time winner here at Daytona, trying to get his 3rd victory.
Johnny Sauter's in a great position. He and the yellow truck of Gilliland on the outside have had the 2 fastest trucks tonight. But man, I wouldn't want to try to pick a winner at this point. There's going to be more action before the white flag flies.
You know,
oh! Contact and into the wall is Gilliland, but keeps it going.
That was 2 laps in a row. A bump turned the 4 truck sideways. That time he got into the wall.
You ready for right side?
Spencer Davis has done a nice job tonight, but the pressure of trying to win at Daytona, the nerves of trying to race side by side at 190 miles an hour, he made a mistake.
Remember, it's his first race ever, not just at Daytona, but his first race ever in the trucks. The 51 of Davis up there on the outside lane, leading the way.
What about Jordan Anderson in that blue and white truck up there? Fought his way into this lead pack.
Jordan's having a career night here if he can finish it off.
And the veteran Joe Nemechek. Joe's into the top 5.
Ben Rhodes trying to give that 51 of Davis a push. Johnny Sauter continues to lead.
Oh!
Cody Coughlin's done a nice job. We saw him spinning down the front straightaway. Recovered from that, racing up here in the top 10.
You see Gilliland on pit road. His night coming to an end as far as a shot at winning this race is concerned. Led 29 laps tonight. At times seemed to have the dominant truck. But here's what happened. Watch that 51 get into the back end of him.
He just wasn't quite square on the back when they made contact. And Phil, you know, when you're leaving the trial oval, those trucks are really loose anyway. Any slight contact can move them around.
And remember, all he was trying to do was help his teammate.
The final 5 laps here at Daytona. Johnny Sauter trying to take it to the house. He and Todd Bodine, the only drivers to win multiple times in the truck here at Daytona. They've both won twice.
I just hope they make it to the checker without a crash.
Looks like a left rear tire.
Left rear, just put a left rear on it.
Yeah, left rear tire down on Cody Coughlin. Takes him out of contention.
Johnny Sauter, Ben Rhodes, Grant Enfinger, the only drivers on the lead lap that have a Truck Series win. So there's a lot of guys up here staring at a potential first time to victory lane. But Sauter trying to hold them back.
And Phil, you said it earlier, Lagasse Jr. doesn't get to race all the time. He sees a checkered flag in his future at Daytona. No telling what kind of move he's going to make on the last lap.
Gordon Anderson doing a great job just hugging that double yellow line. He's got to stay down there. Don't let that 41 truck get underneath him.
Watch the 2 of Cody Coughlin.
Does a great job holding on to that truck.
Part of the tire there.
The whole carcass of the tire.
Down out of the way. The more trucks that line up behind Johnny Sauter,
3 to go.
the more energy they will have to pull out and make a pass. That's how the draft works. You get that trucks lined up behind you, lay off of a guy a little bit, just roll off the gas.
3/4. Around half. Staying at half. Surging towards you just a bit. Quarterback still.
He's
level now.
He's still just zen, isn't he? I mean, zen.
That's Tab Boyd, the spotter for Johnny Sauter.
How about Jordan Anderson up there in the top 5? That's the exact same truck that Austin Wayne self-finished second in here last year.
Remember John King? Remember Kaz Gralla? Let's add Jordan Anderson to that list. Let's add Scott Lagasse Jr., Justin Haley, Dalton Sargent in this lead pack.
2 laps to go. Sauter, Lagasse, Justin Haley, Joe Nemechek, Jordan Anderson, your top 5.
Who's running 7th? That's where Kaz Gralla was last year on the last lap, and he won the race.
Grant Enfinger.
Single file down the backstretch. When do you make your move if you're Lagasse?
I think if I'm Lagasse, I try to lay back a little bit. Get back on the front bumper of Justin Haley. Get off of Johnny Sauter a bit. And as soon as Haley gets there and gives you the run, you got to take them side to side.
Maybe even drag your brake a little bit to put you back there.
What you doing here?
Coming to the white flag. 1 to go. 2.5 miles left.
3 and 4 there, trying to create your little gap. Still single file. Got one by himself out of line. At the back here. Just try and get your little gap. 5 back to the second lane. Not going anywhere. 24 with you still. Just keep that 24 in your mirror. Right with you here.
Lagasse's being patient. Is this the right thing to do? Look at him creating that gap we talked about. Opening.
Inside 24. Inside 24.
Ben Rhodes. Ben Rhodes trying to get a run.
Just keep rolling. Keep rolling.
Rhodes trying to get a run on the outside. Can Sauter hold him off? Here they come through the tri-oval. Sauter holding back Haley. And Johnny Sauter is going to win the season opener at Daytona.
Great job, guys. Great job, everybody. Tab, you're wonderful. What a machine, Tab. You are the best.
Yes, you are, Tab.
I don't think I could have done it tonight without you, Tab. The Zen Master.
Tab Boyd, the spotter, just was the same guy from the green to the checkered. He got it, Johnny Sauter, to victory.
And remember, Joe Shear Jr., the crew chief for Johnny Sauter, lost his wife back in late December. Joe told me today, he said, oh, I want to win this race so badly. You got to believe it's an emotional victory for Joe Shear Jr. as they head to victory lane
These guys
tonight.
have won it before, but I'm not sure any of them meant as much as this one, Vince.
In love and memory.
For the 3rd time, Johnny Sauter wins at Daytona.
They just couldn't get organized behind him, could they, Phil? I think Lagasse did a nice job of laying back, but when he laid back, it was maybe just a bit too much, and those other trucks started getting 2 and 3 wide. No one to push him to the checker.
But I don't blame those other guys like Ben Rhodes. He was running about 7th or 8th. He had to make something happen. Still end up with a good finish. Ben Rhodes gained some spots and finished fourth.
How about the run Sauter and Joe Shear have had recently? 2 years ago, they were the series champion. Last year, they were runner-up by a single point. And here in 2018, they open up with a season-beginning win. Johnny Sauter holds them off to win the opener at Daytona.
Who is more dangerous? A man with something to prove, or a man with something to lose? Two former champs. These guys go toe-to-toe, pitted against each other as they claw their way back for another title shot. Devin Alexander, the Great.
Devin Alexander!
Vicious Victor Ortiz. The right-handed boxing. Premier Boxing Champions, tomorrow at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, on Fox.
Don't stop me.